Good morning. My app are back. Here's the plan. There's probably going to be a limited amount only of work outside. The big concern today is the approaching tropical cyclone, Nalgae, or Paeng as it's known here in the Philippines. It's heading our way. It's not so far one of the most powerful storms the Philippines has had this year, and this is number 16, believe it or not. But it is coming, and it's going to go pretty close to us again. I don't think, as it stands, that it's going to be quite as severe, or really anywhere near as severe as the previous one. But these things can change. And unfortunately, there's already been quite a high number of deaths in the Philippines from this typhoon. The last report I saw said there was already 72 deaths had been reported. So building a house under the circumstances, not really a big deal. But the guys will continue today. As I say, outside might be limited, and we don't know yet whether there will be an impact on whether they can work for the whole day or not. But inside, for now, things will continue as normally. There will be a lot more work still on the dirty kitchen cabinets. There might once again be work on the main kitchen cabinets. Painting, grouting, skim coating, painting, grouting. There will be other bits and pieces going on. We'll try and keep you up to date with those as the day progresses. Obviously, something could go wrong, so I'm not going to say it. Let's get on with the build. We have had some rain this morning already. We're about an hour and a half into the day. Right now, things are pretty calm. No rain apart from a very, very light dusting of drizzle. So let's just keep our fingers crossed that everything can go smoothly today. Let's go and see what the guys are up to. Well, there's nothing going on with the outside canopy at the moment, although Mr. Renell is sizing things up. I'm not quite sure what the plan is for plumbing just here. We'll see what he gets up to later in the day. Woodworking, lots of woodworking today. Oliver has moved undercover, and a moment ago Erwin was also here. And we'll go and see inside the dirty kitchen itself to see what's going on. Oh, there's a lot going on. Someone's playing one of my videos somewhere. There's a lot going on here. Richard, who was here ridiculously early this morning. I was sitting outside at about 6:30 and he was already here. And singing Rico. And round the corner, Manny. All working in here. We'll see what kind of progress we get with this today. Inside the bathroom for the gym and spa, Carlito working on grouting of tiles in that room. Which fool said that tiling was done? Oh, that would be me. Lots and lots of clean-up grouting going on around the house this morning. In the pantry, we've got Willie and Herwin with an H, both working on these shelves, bringing them up to scratch. And on the door leading out of the kitchen to the north side of the house, more work preparing these doors as well. Papa Jess is working on lights here at the carport. This is where he was putting in wiring and back boxes yesterday.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Papa Jess.
Hey.
I'm very good, thank you. Oh my goodness, once Papa Jess starts, he never stops, which is lovely. So there is one here. I can't go away while he's still talking. Oh, no, he's finished. And there's a second one over here. At the front, more work with liquid tile. Once again, applying a very small, well, quite thin coating to all the tiles on the outside here, just to give them a slightly glossier sheen. On the stairs, once again, We've got Ernie and Resty. Sanding, 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 sanding. Really trying to get a lovely smooth finish on the steps. Once again, it's a Saturday. All sorts of calculations going on because it's payday. Once again, a TV cabinet goes glossy. So this is in Aldrin's room, George's room. That gloss, slightly gloss black paint going on the outside surfaces, and a slightly glossy interior white has been applied as well. Seems like today we've got a bit of a grouting blitz going on here in the living room. Original Rico working on the tiles here. Right, now I know why Mr. Rennell's here. So, this roof, what they've had to do is to drill into the wall, and the polycarbonate will be fixed within that groove to keep it in place. I mean, they will also use silicone to seal everything, but rather than just the roof resting against the wall, it will be embedded into the wall for safety. Unfortunately, what you might be able to see up in this corner is when they were grinding out that wall, they managed to nick into a PPR pipe. So a little bit of repair work, a bit of replacement going on to fix that pipe. So here's a quick look at the current track and predicted track of the Typhoon. I'll come in a little bit. You can see, hopefully, where it is now, kind of south of Manila, but heading northwest. We are a little bit further northwest from Manila, so we'll come in a little bit more. See where Angeles City is. We are pretty close to that. See if we see here. It shows Magalang. It should do. There it is, up there. So really not too far away. What's that? It's the scale here of 20 kilometers. So from here up to Magalang, what's that? 60 kilometers? Be a little bit less. So it's not going to be too far away. The areas that are in the biggest danger right now after Manila are Balanga, which I don't know anything about, but then you're heading up in this area towards Subic, and it heads out to sea. Hopefully not too much more damage and not too much more intensity increase. We'll have to see how the day goes. It's just a little bit after lunch. The rain's been falling pretty heavily now for about an hour, maybe a little bit more. The storm actually is now showing that it's tracking a little bit further south, so it looks like it's going to be missing us now by probably about 100 kilometers instead of the 60 or so that they were looking at previously. That still means people are going to be in the way. It's going to be going a little bit further south of Subic now on the coast, but just thoughts with everybody that are in the path. It's still not the strongest of typhoons, but these things can always change. Let's go and see what's been going on inside. Master cabinet maker Richard, still at work on cabinets. Let's go and see if there's any obvious progression inside the dirty kitchen. Inside, master cabinet maker Rico at work in installing some of these extra doors. So now, all the way along here, almost all the way along here, we have the doors in place. Sorry about the music, but it is Tagalog music, so YouTube doesn't seem to care. A lot of progress in here today. I just asked the engineer, what's new this afternoon? And he helpfully said, rain. We do now have Somebody working on the melamine cabinets for the main kitchen. Plus, still work going on the doors leading out of the kitchen. Plus, inside the pantry. And if we follow Mr. Willie, who's clearly suffering badly with his arthritis, lots more white stuff on these shelves. This is the cabinet that will house, I think, one of the ovens and maybe the microwave as well. It's been removed from the wall. Preparation going on with the surface prior to installation or reinstallation. In the dining room, more work on this feature wall. There are actually two steps to this. The first one is what's going on now, and that's an application of muriatic acid, which is the same thing they used on the tiles in the pool and then in the pool. That's just a cleaning agent. Then they'll come back over it again with liquid tile, again just to give it that very slight sheen. Outside, these guys are getting a little bit wet, but they're cutting more of the melamine board for the cabinets in the main kitchen. And they do have kind of a proper saw for this, which I've not seen the regular crew using, so this must belong to them. Rusty is still working on the stairs, and I want to get as close as I can to show you the join between the tiles. Again, I don't know how clearly this will come up. It is still visible, but only just. Maybe there's still more they can do to make that completely disappear. In Jack's room, Quelle surprise, painting. This time, not the slightly easier work of using a roller. Not that I'm suggesting that's easy, but easier. Here is the really fiddly stuff. Getting the black paint in and around the bottom edges of the PVC panel. Ernie's just been helping us to understand the next parts of this process. So once this first sanding is done, they'll apply something called a sanding sealer. Not sure, we'll have to wait and see once they start that to see if we can figure out exactly what that is, because that's something I've not heard of before. Then skim coat, then sanding again. Then they'll start to apply colour back onto the steps. So a lot more parts to this process still to be done. It's going to be a few days, I would imagine. There's a big area to cover. It's 4 o'clock, and being a Saturday, the guys are getting out of here. Before we go and have a look around, got a contribution from Jeff Long. Beautifully short and sweet. I didn't get it. I had to ask him to explain, but I'm sure you lot are way smarter than me. So here we go. Whiteboards, a remarkable invention. Let's go and see what they've been up to. Well, we've got to start here in the dirty kitchen, which was a hive of activity today. At the bottom, all of the drawers and cupboard doors are in. Now, they'll obviously almost certainly be taken out again for lots and lots of treatment, but this is more of a test fitting than anything else. Looks to me like they passed the test. Up top, still work to be done. Still some more doors to be put on there. And if the renderings are anything to go by, as I've mentioned before, there will be more something just here. Well, there'll be a refrigerator right here, but then more cabinets just along the way there. The crew for the cabinets in the main kitchen, making use at the moment of the dining room for surface treatment on the material they're using. And we'll go and have a look in the kitchen itself right now. On this large double unit, still some preparation being done just on the edges. And over here, more and more cabinet doors getting fitted on these lower units. So we're starting to see how the front of the kitchen is going to look. Still quite a lot more. No, there's still a lot more to be done. Unfortunately, the light in the pantry is off and I'm not fiddling with bare wires. There are still no switches installed anywhere in the house yet. But more progress in here. I think the guys spent all day on these shelves. That's it. I've had a look around upstairs and in other areas where the guys were working, and there's nothing really significant to show you, and really also not a lot of light upstairs anyway, even if I wanted to show you things. The Typhoon, after taking, as I mentioned earlier, a slightly more southerly track, it changed again and it went slightly more northerly. So the latest pictures I've seen, I'll put one on screen, show that it is again going to be pretty close to Subic on the coast and a few other populated areas. Hopefully no significant damage there. Here we've had rain for a lot of the day, we've had wind for a lot of the day. It's been pretty horrible, but absolutely nothing at all serious in terms of bad conditions for us. So an escape here. Hopefully an escape for anybody remaining in its track before it heads out back into the sea, which should be really quite soon. It's an odd Saturday because there'll be a crew in tomorrow. I'm not sure yet if it will be a full crew, but the reason they're coming in is because on Monday and Tuesday next week it is a holiday and we will not have any work. So they're coming in Sunday to make up for that a little bit. So tomorrow, I guess, we'll be back filming again. And then we get a break. More importantly, they get a break. See you tomorrow.